Okay, everybody ready then? Yeah. Good then. I'm starting every episode like it's a bit of an aerobic workout. Yeah,
I tried to add a bit of something different in.
Anyway, welcome to 15 Minutes or Less, where it's also an aerobic workout with me, Mabs.
Amy.
Paris 2. Amy.
This was a little bit like kids' TV. A little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, it reminds me of that video of those people.
Too
it's
much.
Like, and it's Sarah. And they do the dance.
Do you remember the Tweenies?
No.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I'm Jake!
Oh, yeah.
That's what the start of the... You don't know what that is.
Oh, my God.
Anyway,
Off topic.
Oh, gosh. Right, I'm going to start the clock. 15 minutes, starting now. We are on to a new episode, new subject. We're on to the letter N, and this week's episode is nighttime. So we're going to be talking now for 15 minutes about nighttime. So wherever you are, maybe dim the lights.
15 minutes or less.
Yes.
Could be less.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a great episode, thank you. Never going to happen. Never going to be 15 minutes or less. So...
What?
I tell you what, we might do when we get to the letter Z or X or one of those weird letters towards the end of the series.
Yeah, well, we have to discuss xylophones or something.
Xylophones.
Whatever it is.
Xylophone.
But we're not talking about that today. Today we're on to nighttime, not egg xylophones. It literally did sound like you said eggs.
She did. Xylophones. Oh my God.
Yes, nighttime. Sorry,
okay, good.
back to-
Speak into your microphone.
No.
All right, okay, so I want to ask you all to start with, do you like the nighttime?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, why do you like the nighttime? Do
No.
you like it more than the daytime? Are you all vampires? Ooh.
I like it better than mornings.
What?
I'm not a morning person. I'm always awake late, but
When you mean nighttime, we mean like darkness.
Yes, the night.
No.
You don't like it. And
It's a
why?
shock horror because I'm the negative one here, but no, I don't like it.
Yes, and you're dressed in black, suitable for being a vampire at night.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah. All the blinds are down in the studio, just saying. One of the things I do like about nighttime, though, is the night sky. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's one of the perks of nighttime, especially if you don't live in a big city. Like, not so much when you live in a big city like London. You know, you can actually look up and see the sky and be like, oh, yeah, that's good. I had an experience when I went to New Zealand for the first time and realised quite how many stars there are in space with my eyes.
Did you count them?
No. I'd still be there. I mean, but like, I don't think you fully appreciate quite how many stars there are.
I think I noticed that when I went to New Forest, actually. just
Yeah,
'cause
but
there's
that's
no-
scary because that is where I originally lived and grew up.
Yeah.
And I used to look up at the sky there and think, oh, that's kind of normal. Went to New Zealand, had this amazing, like, there's so much more out there. Now, when I leave London, go back to visit my family and look up, have that same experience. I'm like, oh, there's so many stars.
Yeah.
Ruins it.
They're
Light pollution.
everywhere.
They are. The stars here. 4 stars around this table. Ah, that's nice, isn't it? Is it? No? So I picked up this random bit of information, which is I thought I'd have a look at things related to nighttime. And one of the things people most commonly search online, and the reason I mention stars, is why do stars only come out at night?
Oh my God.
I know. That's one of the most commonly searched things on Google.
no.
Now, do people know why stars only come out at night?
I might have searched that.
Oh, what?
Of course, Amy Blake.
But if anyone wants to explain it, I mean, that might answer my question.
Yeah, of course, they don't only come out at night. Stars are present all the time.
Because of light.
Yeah, but because of our sun, you can't see them at night. So that's the reason.
I knew that.
Of course,
I did know that.
I don't doubt that.
What are you laughing at?
Because I do doubt it.
Anyone? I don't think this will be Amy Blake, given we've sort of established she's a bit of a vampire and dressed in black. Is anyone here afraid of or has been afraid of the dark?
Yes.
No.
No? Are you still afraid of the dark, Amy White?
Depends. If I've just watched something a bit spooky, then yes. But otherwise...
Otherwise, no.
No.
Paris, not afraid of the dark?
No. I mean, I sometimes have
scary thoughts, but I'm very good at stopping it.
Rationalizing.
I would just say stop.
Okay.
Don't be stupid.
I'm not afraid of the dark, Legs.
No, I don't like creepy crawlies and things that can hide in the dark.
Yeah, well, that is a very, very good point. The thing is, the fear of the dark, which I'm going to pronounce very poorly probably, is nyctophobia. And it's actually not really to do with the dark itself, which is the most common misconception, because people think, oh, yeah, I'm afraid. And you would say, I'm afraid of the dark, if you're afraid of the dark. But actually, it's generally because people are scared of what the dark is hiding, what it's masking.
Yeah, it's a lack of information.
That's right. So, and it starts this kind of like anxiety in your brain. It's like, oh, and that's what usually causes this spiraling effect. I know when I was a kid, I had to sleep with a nightlight probably up until about the age of 4 or 5. It's one of those ones that used to plug in the wall. Thomas the Tank Engine, just in case anyone wondered. Really good.
It's
Don't still have it.
Themed or something.
Well, Toy Story didn't exist then, but if it did, throwback to the last episode there. Yeah. I'm over that. I just also want to apologise for storming off in the last episode. I know that was
Irresponsible.
Yeah. I mean, I know
Rational.
I need to rationalise my behaviour a bit more.
Yep.
But yeah, nighttime is naturally associated with vulnerability, danger for humans, and our physical survival. So people get worried mainly about criminals, animal attacks, other potential dangers that are concealed by the darkness, and midnight. Something about midnight. We're fascinated about midnight at nighttime. There's loads of books, films, literature, all about things that happen at midnight. Magical things.
Yeah.
When they're like Cinderella, when the clock strikes midnight, you'll turn into a pumpkin. No.
What about the witching hour?
The witching hour. Oh, you'd know about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, vampire, witch, me.
I don't know. Well,
Bit of
yeah.
everything.
Tell me about the witching hour. 'Cause
Witching
actually,
hour is between 3 and 4 in the morning. It's said to be the most time when you'd get like
Yeah,
spiritual
I've heard
things
that.
happen, and not just spiritual things, but demonic things and creepy goings on.
you got to speak into your microphone. I can't hear you. You got to turn it.
3 till 4, creepy hour.
Yeah, 3 to 4. 3 to 4. I want to put this back on. Creepy 3 to 4 hour. Another reason why I asked all of you if you were scared of the dark was there was a YouGov survey last year, and
I was wondering if that was still going on, if anyone else could still hear it. Sorry.
No.
it's creepy nighttime things.
Yeah, it was creeping me out a little bit.
So there's a YouGov survey, and they surprisingly discovered, so they surveyed 2,000 adults in the United Kingdom, an organisation called Go Glow, and they found that 40% of the adults that were surveyed are still afraid of the dark. And this is anybody classed over the age of 18, so it was between, I think, the ages of 18 and 65. People said they were scared of walking around their own house in the dark, which is quite common. And a further 10% said that they were so scared of the darkness that they would not use the toilet at night. They would rather
Really?
stay in bed and wait till the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyone ever done that?
No.
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 See, I always kind of think that's just laziness. Like, no, I really need to get up.
I had a roommate who was like that.
Yeah?
Was so scared of the dark, he wouldn't go to the toilet. Wait. Oh, and I used to make him watch a lot of horror movie with me. And I would get tired and fall asleep during.
I can't imagine why he was frightened to go to the toilet watching all those horror movies.
That's when
Good
I was
times.
burgled, though, in the middle of the night. Like I
They
literally-
physically took you.
No,
You were burgled.
I was burgled. I really don't help myself sometimes, do I? No, I got up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet, and then as I think they waited until I flushed the chain, and that's when they broke the door in.
Wow.
So, and I thought it was my dad downstairs.
Mm.
So I could hear someone sort of banging around downstairs, and I was going to go downstairs, and I was like, no, he'll just be doing something downstairs. And then when I woke up in the morning, me being me, was like, why has everyone opened all the cupboards?
Oh my
That's
god,
nice.
that's something everyone's scared of. That's like the
awful.
story
It is-
people
it's
trying to avoid.
awful.
Yeah. Yeah, so that there's evidence that there's probably a reason to be afraid of the dark, because bad things do happen at night. Bad
Yeah.
things do happen at night, like alien abductions, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yay!
So what is the most common thing we all do at night?
Sleep.
Nothing rude. Yeah, that's right. Sleep. Sleeping is the common thing we do at night. Humans spend 1/3 of their lives sleeping, which obviously differs slightly at different stages of your life. But a third of your life asleep is quite a long time when you think about it.
Waste of
I
time.
mean,
No, it's
Great.
not. It's actually sleeping very good for you.
it's very good for you. But I mean, let's say you
It's
live.
not waste.
Let's say generously you live 90 years. 30 years of your life you spent asleep.
I think that's a waste of time.
I don't think so. I think dreams are entertaining. I'm very fascinated by dreams.
Yeah.
And I think there is a study that shows, you get smarter the more you sleep, you get healthier.
It is, scientifically proven. Like
Your body changes during the night.
Yeah, repair time for
Yeah.
like any kind of illness, any kind of injury. But yeah, dreaming's an interesting one. That's something. I was going to say it's something you only do at night, but you don't. You daydream, don't you? Like I could do one right now. Hang on. Is it this sound effect? No, it's wrong. That one.
That was really good.
Daydreaming. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, Amy, you said it's a waste of time. 30 years of sleep. Has anyone ever tried to stay awake for a crazy amount of time just to see if you could do it?
Well, I usually do it once a year.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of my religion.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because you get to watch sunrise at least once a year.
Yeah.
And it's very... you get to... like the next night, when I know I could sleep, you appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
Such a nice thing.
Because I was going to ask, how does it alter your nighttime routine?
Well, the belief is the nighttime, the energy is different. That's why you have to meditate during the night.
Yeah.
A lot of the things change. Like if you have a disease or a fever, it gets stronger during the night because the brain wave change. I tried to look into it before the podcast. It was so much like the science was so hard for me to understand, basically. But yeah, there is different. A lot of people just meditate at night or early morning because they believe that's the best time to do it. And yeah, I mean,
That's that.
I didn't know how to.
No, I was
finish
just
that
going to say.
sentence.
I mean, 'cause the question I asked initially was: has anyone tried to stay awake for a long period of time? So, what is the longest amount of time anyone around this table stayed awake for consecutively without sleep or with very, very little sleep?
I think mine recently was when I went to Singapore, flying out there.
Yeah, travelling's a good.
Yeah, we were awake at 5 in the morning UK time, and we travelled through the night, and I think they're 8 hours behind. So we were still awake until the next day, so that was already 24 hours, plus another whole day of their day until we went. It was like we were awake for pretty much nearly 2 days, and I was just exhausted.
Yeah.
Exhausted. I went to bed there at about 3 p.m. or something the day after, and I just remember I couldn't cope with it anymore.
Yeah, I remember the very first time I travelled to New Zealand, I went via the United States from a daytime flight from the UK, so it meant it was daytime and daytime, and so I think I flew to Los Angeles, which is obviously the furthest side of the United States. So when I got there, I had a whole day in Los Angeles, having already been awake the whole time over. I actually didn't sleep until my overnight flight from Los Angeles to New Zealand. So I was awake for about 36 to 38 hours.
Wow.
And that was hard. That was very difficult.
I've heard
It
that
messes
people, start to hallucinate.
Yeah.
Do you I sometimes, when my eyes gets really tired, I start to see dots.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you guys?
I mean, I maybe I can get like tired eyes looking at screens. I don't notice it so much like generally around.
You don't see white dots.
See, I don't think I'm that bad. But then I think if I was conversing with you, like now, if I'd been awake 36 hours and we were doing a podcast, in my head, I'd be behaving as I am now.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'd be like this. No? But I had a little look at what the record is for the longest period without sleep, and it's 11 days.
Wow.
11 days. It was set by a Californian student named Randy Gardner, real name, 1964. Definitely.
Oh, I've read this.
Yeah,
because it's a psychological study, isn't it?
Yeah, it was highly not recommended. Do not try it at home. But yeah, he had extreme sleep deprivation, and also other people trying to do the same experiment died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
I don't know,
did he
but-
survive?
He survived. I don't know if it was in this particular study, but people have tried to emulate it since.
Yeah.
And people have not survived.
I think you get heart attack
Yeah.
if you don't have sleep.
Your body needs to heal,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Because when you're asleep,
Yeah.
your body just resets itself.
Some people only need a couple of hours, though. What was that
not
thing
healthy.
recently? The documentary that you suggested, Elizabeth Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
She only sleeps for 2 hours a night or something.
Cab
That's it.
drivers also.
And
Those
you-
are the people who sleep like
And
few
lorry
hours.
drivers, I should imagine.
And that's how we're going to finish.
Oh my god, no, that's not a good finish. Lorry drivers and cab drivers.
Well, if you'd like, I could
I
give
mean, we
you
love them both.
a punch line moment to finish on. That's not how you
No.
articulate it. I want you to make your best sound of the night. That's good. Yeah. Similar. Okay.
That was better.
It's the fridge.
Oh.
It's the
No,
refrigerator.
I should have done an introduction.
You
What's
need
your
to
favourite
change your
fridge noise, James?
What's your favourite fridge noise? Is it
Or is it,
Anyway, this has been 15 minutes or less. Thank you very much for listening or watching our episode on nighttime, and we'll be back next week with another episode. Let's go then. Goodbye.